It was, we were just kind of talking a minute ago just about the offense's dynamic that we can beat you in more ways than one. We don't have to rely on home runs to beat you. We can steal bases. We can, play hit and run, go the other way, execute a great contact play there. It can't be rolled over, and Harris scores on that. It's just, you know, good offenses are dynamic and have more ways to beat you than one, and that's what we're striving to do. To obviously it's nice and fun when you just sit back and hit the long ball, but there's going to be times where you have to manufacture and execute and do things to score runs, and we were able to do that a little bit tonight.
Had to use a lot of pitchers doing parts of 12 walks, but still made the big outs. So what's kind of your thoughts on your pitching staff performance tonight?
I'll start with the positives. Adam Barron's, hats off to him again. Just great job going out and sticking to his guns and throwing his game. He gave up a couple long balls. The Culpepper kid can swing the bat a little bit, and we had plans to just pound him in all day. And he made an adjustment and got one. And I'm like, hey, good, make it fun. I mean, he hit the crap out of that ball, so it's like get your money's worth. Sit there and watch it. Cool, right? So, and then he bounced right back and does his thing. So, great job, great start from him. We're going to keep lengthening him out. I think that's a phenomenal role for him to, I could see him knocking on the door, being, somewhere in the rotation at some point in time. I just like how he goes about his work, and that's great. The other guys showed flashes, but it didn't sustain a lot. I was really, really excited with Matt Cornelius and Ryan Schieffer. Both threw the ball outstanding in tough situations that they came into, and then, how about Matty Teeting? Coming in with 2-0 count and the sacks juice, go ahead run. I'm like, I just told him, you're the one guy that can handle this situation, so go get him, and he, didn't disappoint. So I was proud of Matty for how he did that. But some of the other guys, hey, we knew there's going to be some growing pains, but on the other hand, they got to grow up a little bit. And it's time for them to understand that we can't go out and walk 4 guys in an inning. That's just unacceptable. And I'm not going down that road again. And they need to understand that we surpassed our walk total from the whole weekend in one game, and we got lucky. Because that usually comes back to bite you, but we found a way to still get the win, which is rather impressive given the circumstances, and facing their Friday night guy and their closer, and we were still able to get a win off them. Using our midweek, that's pretty good.
You used a lot of arms tonight in the 4-game series coming up. What's kind of the bullpen's availability for that?
I mean, everybody that threw tonight out of the pen will be fresh and ready to go. We didn't overextend anybody. The highest pitch total was Carlone. Was 27, and he didn't have it tonight. He wasn't throwing strikes like he's capable of, and everybody else's pitch count is rather low, so they'll be good to bounce back for the weekend. Adam Barron's has a rubber arm. He'll be able to come probably out of the pen at some point, Saturday or Sunday if we need him to. So we're in good shape.
Despite the struggles you just mentioned, still a big win over a ranked opponent in the middle of the week. How big was this one?
I mean, I think it's that's a good team. And again, we're not going to have any cakewalks, and they're a ranked team for a reason. They're they were right on the bubble last year of getting into the tournament. They got a lot of returners, good arms, guys that can hit the ball a long way, some talented players. So for us to, given all the, I won't say negative stuff, but all the adversity, I guess, that we faced today and all the self-induced wounds that we gave ourselves, we still found a way to win. So that's a big win for us, and hopefully a confidence builder that we didn't play our best baseball today. We left outs out there that added pitch counts to Barron's and a couple other guys that we, botched a couple plays that were routine, but we still found a way to win. So it's a good win.
Can you talk about Stephen Andina's impact on the game at shortstop?
Defensively, first and foremost, he made some big league plays out there today. A couple of backhands, one diving. I think that one was in the first inning. He had a nice backhand deep in the hole. And then the second inning, I think, was a diving backhand where they turned a double play, and just his defense, saved a lot of base runners today. And then offensively, that's what he's capable of doing when he kind of stays within himself and keeps the ball out of the air. Goes the other way, uses the hole over there on the right side, and extra base runners that way, and keeps the line going. That's what he's capable of doing. So kind of an unsung hero in today's game. In my opinion, he played outstanding.
You told us on Sunday that you were pretty happy, or at least more okay with the guys getting hit up because they were hitting the strike zone. They weren't really doing that too well tonight. Is there anything different that you saw tonight as opposed to Saturday, Sunday last weekend?
First, a lot of these guys first time out. Barnesy first outing. Halvey's still getting his feet wet. Matt Cornelius didn't. I don't know if he didn't walk anybody, but Carlone still. These guys are young. They're inexperienced still, but the expectations are way higher than that. So they understand that, and they heard about it afterwards. But at the end of the day, good teams pick each other up when they need to be picked up, and so we'll try to build on it and take the positives away from it and get better on the things we need to work on.
Is that a little bit also kind of just continuing to play college baseball that they'll learn those kind of things?
I hope so. I hope they learn it sooner than later, because I'm going to end up with no hair if that's the case. So, but they understand it. They just have to do a better job executing.
How valuable are these kinds of games where you can get to see a lot of different guys in high leverage situations? Obviously with Schiefer, Cornelius, and Teeding, with some big strikeouts, bases loaded, to the evaluation process of figuring out what guys you can really trust throughout the season.
Well, I mean, that's the challenge that we have as a coaching staff right now is we have a lot of capable arms, but guys that we haven't seen when the lights come on. And so it's going to be a continuous evaluation of who can get it done and who can't. And ultimately we'll whittle it down to our top 10 or 12 arms, and that's who we'll go with. But, a lot of people say, well, isn't that the fall and spring? Is that what that's for? Well, yeah, inter squads are a little bit different than when the lights come on for real. So we have to find out who's capable of making those adjustments, and who we really trust in those high leverage situations to come in and get outs for us. So the Carlone and Cornelius and Schiefer opened my eyes a little bit today. They did outstanding in big situations.
The junior college transfers, can you walk us through the process for those two in particular?
It was those guys were on our radar, and Gilly had Chief and was the one that called me about him and said that, hey, he was throwing the best out of anybody they had. At the point in time that we started recruiting him, he hit a little bit of bump in the road during their season last year, and but it's something about his arm that I believe in and trust that I thought we could get better here, and he's making some nice strides, developing a pretty good split finger pitch and a good slider. So excited about him. Matt Cornelius, I'll be honest with you, after we committed him, the next 2 or 3 times we saw him, we're like, oof. His velo was really down, but he threw a lot of innings last year, and we tried to take that into consideration as to maybe he might have been fatigued at the end of the year. But we trusted our gut with him that he's the right mentality makeup type kid, and he's come in and clearly threw the ball very well today.
Isaiah Jackson had another 2-hit performance, 3 RBIs tonight. He just spoke to us about his balance and his approach at the plate, but I'm wondering what have you seen out of him compared to last season and this season?
Consistency, balance through the swing, and more aggressive. So he's not letting as many cookies go down the plate and look at the umpire like he's got 3 heads. It's like, no, those are strikes, dude. You gotta swing the bat. Every umpire is not wrong. Like at some point you gotta make the adjustment, and he has. He's done a great job and worked extremely hard, and kept his balance throughout a swing and his head level, so where he's seeing those pitches better, and he's being on time and aggressive, which again, I'm no hitting guru, but that's usually a recipe for success when you're on time and balanced and attacking the fastball.
With Steven being a late pickup, had you looked at him before the process of you then having to go and find another shortstop, or was that more like a very sort of expedited thing?
No, it was the situation we got left. It was very expedited. We weren't anticipating having to go out and get a shortstop, but you guys all know what happened. So it was one of those things we had to go find the best guy available at that point in time, and we got a call from contact in Florida, say, hey, this kid can really play defense, and I think there's more in there offensively if you guys can get it out of him, and we watched a bunch of film on him and said, yeah, this kid can play, a little bit. He's twitchy and can really, if we can calm him down and get him to make the routine plays, he's got a chance to be pretty dang good. And did a fine job, where he was before. But I think that was a situation he wanted to try a new scenery, and we needed a guy, and we welcomed him with open arms, and he's been outstanding. The guys love him in there. He speaks Spanish real fast, and guys think that's funny because they can't understand him, but it's pretty funny. So he's been an outstanding addition to our clubhouse.
You mentioned he was a little bit before the opening weekend. He was a little more steady offensively at that position. What kind of strides did you see him take in the offseason with trying to develop that side of his game?
When he tries to, spoken after a man of my own heart, you try to get outside of yourself and do too much, you're not very good. When you stay within yourself, and he's a line drive hitter and has to be able to handle the bat and do all the little things correctly, bunt, hit and run, move runners, stay on top of the baseball, because kid's 5'7" on a good day, he's not going to hit the ball on Van Buren. He's got to make his living with line drives and ground balls, and occasionally he's got the bat speed to pop one every now and again. But if you try to do that, you're out of your game. So just getting him to understand what makes him successful, and when he does that, he's very successful offensively, and you guys see what he does defensively. He's a good player.
Heard that Pat
Last
Murphy
question, guys.
has been kind of around the team a little bit with the Brewers in spring training. How has he been kind of an influence here?
Murph?
Yeah.
Murph's always, he's a huge mentor for me, and will always be a huge part of my life as long as I'm here and in this seat. He's always going to be influential and a mentor and someone I go to for advice. And I just am extremely blessed to have played for him and learned from him, and now get a chance to call him a friend and have that mentorship, that I can go to at times, because God knows I need to. And he just is a tremendous human.